Well, you talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No.
Can you imagine having to live like that? Yeah, I've had to. It's worse for me, though. She can go home, and she's alone. That guy does not bother her there. Mr. Perry bothers me. He's a peeping Tom. So I have to live with getting raped every day by some whack job. It's miserable. I can't get anything done. He's typing in my phone. Is it your family? Is it your mom? Is it the president? Is it China? Who's telling on me? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm like, oh my god. Just shut up. So I gotta deal with it every fucking day in weirder ways than she does.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore.
Can you imagine? He's a little old fart, all shriveled up, sitting there by himself with his doll, living the dream. Women, I don't see women, crawling all over you. Do you like women? I mean, we don't even know what you like. Because if you act like this, you're not going to get women. You make everybody want to hit you. You make everybody sick of their stomach. You get told on every day, when you contact me, we get more. You invade my privacy, you take my money, we get more. Millions of dollars that you have spent bought us intel. So we're at a loss as to what the fuck your goal is. And you contact me, we get more. Here's Perry typing in my phone. Is it your family? Is it your kids? Who's telling on me? Please tell me. Is it the president? Is it China? Oh my god. Shut up.
You stalked me. That's why I moved. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk.
He does it more, so then we get more. And then he does it more, and then we get more. 10 years of that, you go, well, either he likes us getting intel, he likes getting caught, and he's not really concerned about who's telling on him, or he's just not all there. We don't know. He's like this guy.
I don't.
Watch this. She's like, how do you like having this camera in your face? What you're doing to me, do you like somebody doing that to you? And he's like, oh, I got pictures of you. I'm a stalker, so I got pictures of you. Want to see them? Oh my god. Wow. You didn't even fucking make sense. You didn't understand a word she said.
You feel.
And then he's gonna get her. Like Charles every day. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take. Okay. Princess, put your doll down, take your dress off, and act like a man. Act like a man your age. Get some dignity. Get some self-respect. Get some class. And stop bothering everybody. When you contact me, we get more. Is that your goal? We don't even know what your goal is.
You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you feel?
Is that the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
scratches?
I got scratches. I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're gonna
I don't
get
give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
Pictures?
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't
get
give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This make
I said no. When you invade my privacy, when you contact me, when you take my money, we always get more intel. All these millions of dollars you've spent to try to traffic me bought us intel. What is your goal? You're not loved. You're not wanted. You're a fucking rejected fail. I said no. Get a grip on reality. Put your doll down, take your dress off, and act like a man. Act like a fucking man. We all get rejected. We all just move on. For 10 years, you sit there all by yourself with your little doll all shriveled up, whining and complaining. Somebody did me wrong song, Taylor Swift song. All alone, pissing everybody off, making everybody mad, how you're the victim. Nope. Why are you in Oklahoma? Did you leave your family? Did you abandon your family? That's the big problem for you right now in more ways than you know. Why is he in Oklahoma, always with her family? Why isn't she with her family? I moved twice to get the fuck away from you. Get the hell away from me. I went to great lengths to get away from you. Why are you here? Nobody invited you here. I never introduced you to my family. There's no fucking way I would take you around my family. There's no way. You have no class. You have no dignity. You're dumb as a rock. And you disgust me. You're a weirdo. You got a very, very embarrassing weirdo problem. And you have no control over it. You have no power over it. And I said no. And every day it's the same thing. I get threatened. I can't get anything done. He jams everything up. And pesters and bothers and pesters and bothers and pesters and bothers. I'm like, okay, you contact me, you invade my privacy, you take my money, we always get more. The more cruel you are, the more we get. Who's Nesbitt? Who's Sonjay? Who's Beverly? Who's Calvin, Bald Fat Calvin? Who's the Muffin Man? That's a nickname. Who are those people to you? Who is Monique and where is she right now? What did I say? So when he goes right back at it, I'll do it more, I do it more. We're like, I don't get that. I really fucking don't understand why the hell you would, what's your goal? Is it to get caught? Because that's all you got for 10 years. Nothing else. All that money you spent bought us intel. Intel nobody else has. You can't name one of my guys. You can't quote even one meeting. I can name your people. I'm quoting your meetings every fucking day. Can Sadie do that? I think she probably can't. Why is it different when you do it to me? Why is it different when you do it to me? When you do it to me, it's different. Why is that? Can you tie your shoe by yourself? I mean, we're just, oh my God.
How do you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures?
I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't
get
give a
it
fuck.
good.
You can.
Okay, I'm quoting you, you're not quoting me. When you threaten me or when you butt into my business and you start telling me what to do, you better remember who it is you're talking to. Name one of my guys, quote one meeting. Oh yeah, you can't. Nobody will help you with that. You stop threatening me. You stop fucking bossing me around. You mind your own business and butt out of mine. Somebody's already told you that once tonight, didn't they? When you do the crime to me, you get caught. You sex traffickers. When you do the crime to me, you get caught. It's been that way every day, all day long, for 10 years. Ask Sanjay. How many times were you caught before you did it to me? How many after? If you can't count anymore, Mr. Perry, because of your Huntington's disease, I found out you have Huntington's disease. Ask Sanjay to help you count. Isn't he like the hacker guy? Yeah. Who's Lucius? Who's Lucius to you? You sound as nutty as that guy right there. It's embarrassing how many people make fun of you behind your back. You embarrass me. Just go fucking be normal. Why can't you do that?
Bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can
find
bring
Is
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
How does this make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your...
Stalking is a felony. Hacking is a felony. Coercion is a felony. Sex trafficking, human trafficking, comes with a life sentence. Now, how is it you think you're the victim? Nobody invited you to Oklahoma. Why are you here? Everyone's starting to ask, like, why is it she went to Oklahoma to be with her family and get away from him? So why is he always in Oklahoma and he's with her family and she's not with her family? What kind of threats is he making to them that they feel threatened if they're together? That's why she's in Oklahoma. So it's a problem for you in more ways than you know. My son testified for a grand jury. How do I know there's a grand jury? When you contact me, you invade my privacy, you pose a threat to me, you take my money, we find out more. We find out beforehand, not after. I'm not sitting in jail, but you got a grand jury. You had my son testify falsely. If he's watching you starve me until I lie, what do you think he's going to do if you tell him to lie? Yeah. See, you're not impressing anybody. You're making people very upset with you, so we don't have a problem getting inside information on your criminal activity, and nobody will tell you shit. Our guys won't call you back. What's your goal? Do you even know what I just said? Do you understand what people say to you? We think you have no fucking idea. Because when you respond, it's a fail every time. It's like this guy. What did she say?
That's okay.
The need to repeat the same things for y'all also that provokes some responses that might surprise you when we have to say the same thing for you over and over. It might surprise you how much intel that gets us. One time is all you should have to say it. Other people remember. She's already said that. So what is your problem that you can't? You're not writing it down, or what? You got Alzheimer's? Today we had to go over the traffic thing again. And everybody's like, oh my God, she's already been over this. They're wasting everybody's time again. It's very irritating. So when we quote you, Sanjay, Lucius, Calvin, who's bald and fat, Beverly, Blankenship, Desiree, Dickie, Richard, all your crew, all those are your people, then understand that when you contact me, when you invade my privacy, when you take my money, and everybody has to repeat the same thing for you over and over and over, we've already said that. We already went over that. That maybe there's people you're pissing off, making sick at their stomach. You're the criminal. You're doing the illegal shit. It's offensive. It's vulgar. You're making everybody mad. People don't like your cruelty, and everybody's had enough of it. Everybody's sick of you. I sat there and typed what you said all fucking day, didn't I? I know there's a grand jury. I know my son testified, and I know my son testified falsely. Because that's what you told him to do. He's sitting there watching you beat me down to nothing. That's why you're doing it. So you can scare everybody else, right? Yeah. Okay, suborning perjury is a crime. Perjury is a crime. You got a lot of that. You're not fooling anybody. I realize that you're delusional and you think you are. You're really not. I'm quoting you, and everybody's running around. How'd she find out about that? How did she know? Well, let's do more of it. We're like hillbillies. I don't even... Okay, 6 times she says, leave me alone. He comments on our clothes. Nobody asked you about the clothes. She said, leave me alone. Respond like you understood her. You're just as wacky as that guy, and people are making fun of you behind your back.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me.
It's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. Why aren't you embarrassed? You should be. Everybody else is.
Alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
Once again, you're not to be in my life at all. You need to mind your own business.
Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
And Mr. Perry wants to run for governor. Oh my God. You want to run for governor. Do you think Neil here can run a state? Do you know somebody commented on that, Mr. Perry, about 2 years ago? Mr. Perry wants to run for governor. And the man is getting caught every fucking day and acts like he has no idea. Cynthia, who doesn't want to run for governor, has overcome millions of dollars they have spent to ruin her. They have spared no expense to ruin her. And she actually does pretty damn well in spite of it. That's who ought to be running a state, not little weirdo who can't get over it and move on like everybody else. Expects everybody to feel sorry for him. No one invited you here. You have a wife named Jackie. You left her. You abandoned her. and Jordan and Matthew. You're embarrassing your kids. You're embarrassing your wife. What is wrong with you? You're embarrassing your town. You had to hear what people say behind your back. The jokes. If you heard it, you would die. Maybe, if you could figure out what they meant.
That's okay. That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't.
How many times should we play this guy for you to get it? You're not wanted. You're not loved. You're told on and told on and told on and told on, and making people more mad and more angry because your cruelty is hideous. You're repulsive. So how many times do we got to play him for you to get it? I don't like princess men. It's not my thing. I have friends that are trans, but we don't date, and they're not cruel. So I'm not attracted to men who think it's cute to beat down a woman and that makes them tough. I'm not attracted to criminals. I've done everything I can do to try to catch your crime, more than anybody you know, by the way. So don't threaten me. You need to remember who it is you're talking to. Nobody else has this much evidence against you. Do they? Does Sadie? I don't think she does. I'm pretty sure I do. Why is it different when you do it to me? And you think you can threaten me? Are you shitting us with that? You're shitting us with that, right? You think you can boss me around? You're shitting us with that, right? Yeah, I think you're off your nut crazy. I think you got Huntington's disease, just like the recordings we have says. It causes paranoia, hallucinations, delusion, psychosis, and impaired cognitive reasoning. I don't know how you tie your shoe by yourself. And I don't think you understand a fucking thing anybody says to you, because you act like you have no idea. No idea. Get some dignity.
Have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And
It's a turnoff to women as well. That's why you're by yourself. What you're doing is illegal for a reason. You're the one asking who told. We don't make those kind of phone calls, Mr. Perry. You're the one asking who your leaks are. We don't ask those kind of questions, Mr. Perry. You cannot name even one of my guys. You cannot quote even one of their meetings. We quote you every day, all fucking day long. And we have since the 2015 McNamara email. And y'all all run around, how'd she know about that? How'd she find out? Let's do more. When you contact me, when I'm broke, Mike's in jail, you got a problem. Right now, the big issue is she moved to Oklahoma. She moved twice. She moved there to be with her family and to get away from Charles Perry. No more contact. I don't want to have to hear what you think anymore. I didn't ask you. I don't want to hear it. I think everybody's pretty sick and tired of hearing what you think. You don't even make sense half the time. You need a lie. You want to traffic. You sold her. You sold her and you need to deliver. No one cares. Everybody's really tired of hearing it. You're caught. You need to act like you understand what it means. You're caught. It is a very serious crime to traffic a human. How the hell did you get into that to begin with? There was a meeting today in Lubbock. That explains a lot. I couldn't figure out how he had so much money, because just doing somebody's taxes, there's no way. He made the money he has just doing that. There's no way. He's selling people. That explained a lot. So what are those people going to do, Charles? Those were your people in Lubbock. What are they going to do? They had a meeting to decide. So I'm not going to tell you who it was. I'm not told who it was. But I heard the meeting. You're in a lot of trouble. You act like you don't know that. You just go right back at it. I can be typing up what they said. When you contact me, we get more. And I'll be typing it up, and he's still typing in my phone. Is it your mom? Why would I help you? You have ruined me. You've tried to kill me. You've had me illegally incarcerated. You're trying to do it again. There's a grand jury convened that I'm sitting listening to, and I'm hearing my own family lie. And what choice did you give them? They're watching what you're doing to me. I'm going to starve you till you lie, and I'm living in my car. You suborned perjury. You do it all the time, like it's just breathing, like it's just brushing your teeth. Everybody else is horrified. We can get information, you can't. Everybody is horrified by you. We can get information. Nobody will tell you who, how, what, when. The information we get is very, very specific and very, very detailed, and we get it before you do it, not after. This is not an afterthought to explain something away, and I'm just making we're saying it before every time. And you act like you have no fucking idea what I just said. Again. I'll be typing in my phone. I'm like, wow. What I just said is, when you invade my privacy and you contact me, we get more. Don't act like... now you're asking me about leaks while I'm typing it up. I've told you and told you and told you. I'm not told who the leaks are, and I wouldn't help you. When you're gone, there's no more of that. I won't be broke ever again. There's zero motivation to help you. I fucking hate your guts. I can't wait. Yesterday's not soon enough for my guys to put you in jail. Yesterday's not soon enough. You're not loved. You're rejected. I don't like you, and I said no. No means no. Get some dignity. No means no. I said no. What you're doing is illegal. I said no. What you're doing is a crime. You're about to go to jail. I said no. You're a turn off. You're ugly. You're nasty. You're fucked up. I don't want a thing to do with you. I said no. You do not have my consent to peep, to hack, to contact me, to threaten me, to harass me, to bother me. You have no consent. When you do it anyway, we find out more. Who's Sanjay? Who's Blankenship? Who's Desiree? How do you know those people? Who is Monique and where is she right now? Charles, tell everybody who she is. Who's Monique? Where is she right now? Who's the Muffin Man? Tell everybody who that is. You like to talk. Explain that. Why are you in Oklahoma all the time? Why did you leave your family? Why are you bothering my family? That's a problem for you right now. There's 3 problems that you have right now. 1 is that I'm broke. 2 is that the situation out where I used to work and what you've done out there. Why are you contacting her family? Why are you contacting her boss if she's not telling the truth? And why is there a policeman in jail? We can all see there's no way he could have had any fight at all, much less beat somebody to death. That's another problem for you. If you didn't do that, what the fuck do you care if he gets out? Don't you back the blue, Senator? Do you or not? If you back the blue, get him out of jail. It won't matter unless you had something to do with Chief Miller's murder and suborning perjury in his trial, and you framed him. If you didn't frame him, if you didn't kill Chief Miller, if you didn't suborn perjury, then what do you care? Don't you back the blue? Can you not see he has nothing on him? What's wrong with you? Yeah, see, this guy is correct. This is how women see men. That might explain why you're by yourself all shriveled up with your doll. Living the dream. Ooh, you're just something. Yeah, I'm surprised you don't have women crawling all over you, all shriveled up like you do with your doll. I don't even know what to say to that.
You're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
Okay, so the reporter said had they let her testify, and he was still found guilty, we might believe Charles when he lies and said he didn't do that murder. Yeah, but we don't. We know he's lying. He thinks we're stupid. We're not. Why did he keep her from testifying? If she weren't sleeping in her car, then we might believe him when he says he didn't do it. But she is, because he's retaliating, obviously. It's the first time in my life I had to sleep in my car and have missed a meal. Because you want to starve me until I lie. I'm going to starve her till she lies. I'm going to starve her. You tell everybody who'll listen. I'm going to starve her till she lies. If she wants to eat, she has to do what I say. When you contact me, when you take my money, we find out what you're up to. Your other victims cannot say that. I can say that. We don't call around asking who our leaks are. We don't have them. You have them. You make everybody wildly uncomfortable. People are very uncomfortable with what you're doing. Very uncomfortable. And you don't give a fuck. Do you? No, everybody's sick of your whining, sir. There's a reason you're by yourself. And there's a reason what you're doing is a crime. People don't like it when you do that. And if you do it anyway, they're not going to like you. A 2-year-old could figure that out. Sir. A 2-year-old. This...
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please.
It's not sexy. It's not fair. I'm sorry. It's not sexy. It's not hot. When you contact me, we get more. Because what you're doing is disgusting. It's not tolerated. That's why we can get information and you can't. I said don't contact me. I don't want to hear it. No one does. Everybody's getting sick of hearing you talk. It's been that way for some time now. Lucius, Geppetto, your witch. Sanjay, your hacker. Blankenship, Desiree, Bald Fat Calvin. Andrew Lawrence. Who's Nisbet? Who's that? That one came out today. Who's Beverly? Who's Lawrence? Who's Andrew? Who's James? Who's Ruben? Who's Richard and Dickie? Who's Monique and where is she right now? You spend a lot of money to get us intel, and that's all you got. What is your goal? You're not loved. You're not wanted. You're very hated. Very, very fucking hated. You don't treat women like this and think you're going to get them to like you.
Leave me alone.
You don't have the right to invade my privacy. I do have the right to my privacy. You don't have the right to go harass my family and menace them or me. I do have the right not to be menaced. You shut up. Will you shut up? You don't make sense. And you're pissing everybody off. Shut the fuck up.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
Okay, so we heard somebody tells you need to back off. And your response was, oh, well, we're going to take everything she has because we have a house for her. And the guy's like, yeah, she didn't want your house. Your house of horrors. What are you going to make her do? Be a sex slave? She said no. Everything after that's coercion. That's more crime. Somebody somewhere is getting your ass. All that money you spent is buying us intel. It's your money, and you're buying us intel with it. I'm quoting you. You're not quoting us. I'm naming your people. You don't have any of our guys' names. They won't call you back. They don't talk to people who don't understand them. What he said in March 2020 and again in July 2022, and it pissed him off. He had to repeat himself. That's pissing a lot of people off. Her privacy is not to be invaded anymore. She has the right to her privacy. You don't have the right to invade it. You don't contact her or her family ever again. It's called stalking. It's a felony. She has the right not to talk to you if she doesn't want to. And you need to go be with your family. She's not to be broke anymore. You don't take her money. Because what I'm going to do is when you spend money to try to cover everything up, I'm going to use it to get intel. Okay? That's all you got. You have no date. You have no chance of a date. You've made everybody mad. You've pissed everybody off. And then we can quote you. Every day since McNamara email, which was in 2015, sir. Very detailed, specific information. It's not vague. We're getting very, very detailed. Did you convene a grand jury? Did my kid testify falsely? Did you make him? If he's watching what you're doing to me, don't you think that would scare the shit out of him? Weren't you talking about his job? We got to get in touch with Hewlett-Packard to put some pressure on Tristan. Maybe Tristan's talking to Little John. How many times have you called Tristan and asked him if his dad and I are talking, and if it's Little John helping me? We know exactly how many times. You know why? Your money bought us that intel. Yeah. You need to get grip on reality. Get a grip. Hey, weirdo, get a grip on reality. Yeah, get out of my phone, please. He'll type in my phone while I'm doing this. Is it Little John? And I have to stop and go, get the fuck out of my phone. I'm never going to tell you who your leaks are. Even if I knew. As it turns out, I don't know. And I've said that over and over and over. Write it the fuck down. When you're gone, there's no more harassment. There's no more bothering. There's no more threats. People aren't walking around scared all the time at the next bad, horrible thing you're going to do next. And I won't be broke ever again. So we're not going to help you. Do you understand? There's no reason to. You're about to be gone. We don't have to deal with this anymore. They're about to put you in jail. We don't have to deal with this anymore. Nobody's going to help you. They never have. Why would they start now? You're about to go to jail. We don't have to deal with this anymore. You and your problems and your drama and your... Everybody gets rejected. Everybody else moves on. Boo fucking who? Grow a pair. Act like a man, please. You hear the jokes behind your back. It's pathetic.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous...
We heard you all day talking. Well, we hear you almost every day. We got to get her license plate number. We got to get her back out to that club so we can get her license plate. Take that car away. Then she'll do what we say. It's illegal. What you're doing is illegal. We found out you said that because you made everybody mad. Okay, Calvin?
Body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
That's okay. I don't...
We're going to let him repeat it one more time. Because it's still not clicking for you, is it?
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, You don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
Okay, this right here, that I know about this, that I know there was a perjured testimony, and you suborned the perjury, again, there's two types of perjury. Someone can knowingly and willingly lie and say something that's just flat out not true. It's a bunch of bullshit. Or conceal a material fact from the deciding body. You've done both. I did not testify for Mike, and I should have, and everybody knows it. And now you're retaliating, and you're trying to sell me. You want me to sign your lie and change my court testimony, and I'm not going to do it. I said no. And you're trying to starve me, literally, until I do. And everybody's mad about that. It's illegal to do that. People do not like your corruption, sir. They're very uncomfortable with what you're doing to me. We don't have any problem getting information. You do. You do. You can't name my guys. I've rattled off the names of your people like 100 times already tonight. Just this one podcast. Who's Nesbitt? That's a new one. I think I know who that is, but I'm not completely sure. I'm not going to say anything until I know for sure who that is. But the fact that I know that this is going on right now is indicative of what we've seen all along since the McNamara email. When you try to do something illegal to me, there's 40 police officers or people in law enforcement that find out at the snap of a finger, because you're making people very uncomfortable with what you're doing. And it's illegal and it's corrupt. People don't like that shit. They don't like it. And you're not getting that. They don't like you. They want you to go away. Everybody wants you to go away. You are never invited here. All you've done is come up here and make trouble and cause catastrophic, profound loss and blow up people's lives and make everybody nervous and threatened and scared and anxious, and we are all tired of feeling like that, and you shut up. He's doing it for you. You're just too stupid to know that. If I know about this, he's doing it for you. My guy is. He said her privacy is not to be invaded. Don't contact her anymore. I don't like it, Charles. I don't want to hear from you. I moved here to never have to hear again what you think, how you feel, or what you want. I don't care. It makes me want to throw up. It pisses me off because I said don't contact me. You little fuck. Don't contact me. Don't contact me, sick, twisted fuck. Don't threaten people. Don't threaten me. Remember who it is you're talking to. You're talking to somebody that knows about that. No other victim can say that. I can say that. I've said it every day, you dumbass, for almost a decade. And y'all run around. How did she find that? How did she know? I told you how. When you contact me, we get more. When you make me broke, we get more. When you butt into shit that doesn't concern you, we get more. When you cause me loss or problems, even of my privacy, we get more. I've said this over and over and over and over and over again and again and again, over and over and over, sometimes 2 and 3 and 4 times a day. Do you have Alzheimer's? You got something wrong with you. I don't think it's just Huntington's. I think you have something worse. Everyone else remembers, why can't you? After I say it once. I said no. I said fucking no. Get the fuck off me, rapist. Get away from me. You get the fuck away from me. You're not loved, you're not wanted, you're told on and told on and told on. And all the money you spend has done not a fucking thing but get us intel like this right here. Like this right here. What is he going to do with that? When's he going to do it? And how bad is it going to be for you? Probably there will be some proportion given to it as to what you've done to me. Doesn't matter what Mr. Consueler does or knows. My guy knows a hell of a lot more about what you're doing than you can imagine. It's up to him. When we quote you, is it up to you? Nope. Is it up to Mr. Consueler? It's not. And yet we're quoting you. And you run around trying to figure out how that happened. The thing is, it wasn't up to you. It's not one time been up to you. When I know what my son said in front of a grand jury that wasn't truthful, was that up to you? The fact that I know there was a grand jury more than once, was that up to you? It was not. Was it up to Consueler? Nope, not up to him either. So, somebody's making decisions with court orders, Mr. Perry. And he won't call you back. He won't dignify you with a call back. He says it one time. And if you can't understand him, that's it. So too bad for you. He said her privacy is not to be invaded anymore. Do not call her. Do not contact her. Do not hack her. Do not peep. Stay away from her. Her and her family. And she's not to be broke even one more day. And if you can't respect the law and her, I'm going to do it for you. And you will not like how I do it any more than you like when we find out what you're up to and what you just said. We got a home for her. Yep, she doesn't want your home. She came here to have her own home. She's a grown woman. Fuck off. Fuck the hell off. By the way, why isn't she with her family? That's why she came up here. When's the last time they were all together that they didn't feel threatened some way? Why are you putting them through that? How many people are you pissing off? Your leaks are none of your business. You'll find out in your trial, okay? You're not entitled to know that. We don't want you to know that. We want you to go away. Everybody just wants you to go away. You're sitting there all by yourself, all shriveled up and old with your little doll, living the dream. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even have words. I'm out of loss. We're all at a loss. What the fuck is your goal? You contact me, you fuck with me, you get caught. All the money you've spent, all these years, did not a fucking thing but get us intel. You bought for us intel. And you got somebody going, they're pissing away all the money. And getting nothing, but all of a sudden she finds out what they're doing. So, it's a problem for you what's going on with my family. A big one. More than you know. You're not smart enough to know. Even if I explain it to you, it won't click for you. It'll go right over your head. And why are you up here? Nobody invited you here. You know who's not up here? Bothering my family? Steve Massengale, John Steinmetz, Mark Ramsey, Jason Moore. They're not. You don't see them up here acting like you. So why are you acting like that? I'm not interested in anything with you. You're a job. No, just remember who it is who's caught your crime more than anybody you know. Remember who did that. Me. Not Sadie. Me. Alright? Yeah, I mean, you're pissing everybody off.
We couldn't take another year with this old patio door, so it was time to get a new one. Working with Window World has been a fantastic experience. They knew exactly what they were doing from start to finish. We had a whole new home. When value and quality matter most, choose Window World.
A state investigation is underway in a well-known center for troubled teens. The Environment Department tells us it already found violations with the Teen Challenge of New Mexico. We've also learned CYFD is investigating. Action 7 News reporter Todd Unger joins us with more on this developing story.
That's right, Shelley. Teen Challenge is a place for young men and women to learn about school, faith, and how to better prepare themselves for adulthood. But at the Young Men's Facility near Clayton, New Mexico, some of the young teens experienced far more than they signed up for. We're blurring the faces of these troubled youth, but you can clearly make out what they're doing. Cleaning up raw sewage from an overflowing septic tank in shorts and t-shirts. The pictures were snapped at Teen Challenge's adolescent boy facility in Greenville, near Clayton up north. It prompted a visit from the State Environmental Department, and this violation inspection report from last month, the state warns the facility about the huge sewage backflow. Teen New Mexico responded to the complaint, saying it would properly clean up the site and blames what you see in the photos on a former employee. But a page straight out of Teen Challenge's own student handbook clearly indicates sewer cleanup needs to happen twice a week. Sources say all of it has prompted CYFD to launch its own investigation into just what was going on in Greenville, for how long, and who is responsible. Now, that septic tank was eventually cleared out, but we've learned there was quite a bit of waste in it. Teens Challenge's New Mexico director would not comment on the record, instead referring us to an attorney. While all of this has been going on, the boys' facility has quietly closed, sending home its handful of male students.
The group also operates girls' facilities, which don't appear to be part of any...
Okay, the girls' facility was a part of investigation, but they did it a little sneakier. That's all I'm going to say. There was some things that we believed they were tipped off, because there were some things that were in bad shape that were corrected, kind of as that investigation went along. And the guys that were investigating it, I said, listen, I have a stalker. His name is Charles Perry. I believe that Mr. Perry facilitated the removal of my son from my custody to my parents, and that he has hacked me and he's tipping them off. So when you start seeing things change, that's why. He said, he didn't hack you, he cloned your phone. And I said, what? And he said, he didn't hack you, he cloned your phone. That's worse. So I'll leave it at that. But my son, I've never had Child Protective Services investigate me. We had testimony from teachers. We had testimony from people that were around our whole family, people that were around my kids, testified to my competence as a parent, and that I was an excellent mom to my boys. And the guardian ad litem and the judge completely ignored all of that and took my child and gave custody to these people who had child abuse problems. The date on that, if you notice, that document was dated May 12th, 2012. So that's when all that occurred. My son filled out an affidavit at age 14, no doubt coerced, and said, I'm afraid of my mother. But nothing is specific, because she does what? Makes you behave, makes you get your schoolwork done on time, makes you, this kid was, I had to go to a little girl's home after reading my son was at football practice in his freshman year of high school, and I started reading his Facebook messages because he started lying to me, and he hadn't really done that before, so I knew something was up. So I found a Facebook message, private message, between him and a girl about meeting up to have sex. It was very clear what they were going to do. I mean, it flat said, let's have sex. So while he was at football practice, she put her address in there. I went to her house and had her call her mother. And as I was leaving, she said, I want you to know he did call me and tell me no. And I said, all I can tell you is when I get to the school, he better be there. I better not run into him on the way. And she goes, I'm telling you, he said no. He turned me down. I said, okay, good. I hope you're right. Don't ever talk to my son again. And I drove to the school, and he was sitting at the school on the curb waiting for me. And when I got in the car, he knew something was up. And he goes, oh God, what's wrong? And I said, I checked your Facebook messages. And he goes, oh man, yeah, what's going on here? Well, I can't have a grandkid before you're out of high school and you ruin your life. I can't have to go get you out of jail. I mean, what are we going to do here? You have some choices. You have to straighten up your act. What is going on that you're not behaving like you normally have? This kid was a straight A student. He's a gifted kid. All of a sudden, he's barely passing. He's telling me he had football practice on days he didn't have football practice. Well, who better to go to than your parents? We decided it was going to be a 6-month thing, and that's it. It came time for me to go get him, and they went in and took custody of him, had him sign an affidavit saying he was afraid of me, and that was that. That was the end of it. I haven't seen him since. He was 14. But that's what Mr. Perry does. That's what Mr. Perry does. That goes along with his MO. And what we've heard with witnesses and what we're seeing in my life. You can either prove out the recordings, Mr. Perry, or not. That's your choice. You're a grown-ass man, aren't you? I guess that's up for debate. We don't even know. Animal, maybe. So, as you can see, there's clear child abuse here. I talked to some of these kids after this thing aired, and one of them lives in Sepulpa. So, we're talking, and all these kids were not there at the same time. They don't know each other, and they're all telling me the same thing. We had to take showers in ankle-deep crap. We had to take showers in ankle-deep crap. My mom sent a $1,000 check so that I could get accredited education. And they put it in a general fund, and I had crap education. And when I graduated, my credits counted for nothing. I had to do the whole thing all over again. Lots of stories like that. Your parents ruined my life. Your parents ruined my life. Over and over and over and over and over. When I talked to the police, I took them a bunch of emails or written statements, and I handed it to them, and I go, I haven't seen them in a long time. I can't personally attest to anything except making them eat moldy food, because I had to eat moldy food too. Be thankful for the food. Pick the mold off and eat it. The food's moldy. We got nothing. Yep. Be thankful you got food. Pick the mold off and eat it anyway. I heard that myself. A lot of this other stuff, I didn't see it personally. I said, here's their testimonies, there's their phone numbers. Please call them and confirm that this is their statement, and this is what they saw, this is what they went through, this is what they witnessed, because I saw none of it. I wasn't there when this kid was there. I didn't know this kid at all. This one I didn't know. I hadn't really been there since I was 18. And that's how that went down after this story aired. After. So, that's how my parents... That's who got custody of my child. The judge that did that is now not a judge anymore. She was kicked off the bench for drunk driving. She got in a drunk driving incident. We call her Drunk Deborah. Deborah Davis Walker. Okay, so there's that. When we did the... when we're in court and the affidavit is my son, he's scared of me, and I look at the judge and I go, listen, my child is bigger than me. He can pick me up and throw me. He does. Just playing around, he'll pick me up and throw me on the bed. He can put me in a coma. He plays football. He's playing against huge kids, 6 foot, 300 pound. He knocks them flat. Doesn't even try. So you really think he's afraid of me? I mean, come on with that. If you're going to lie, at least tell a lie that's believable. And so they changed it. That he was violent with me. He grabbed me by the arm and jerked me to the couch. And it was violent and all this stuff. And I'm in the deposition. And I'm in court. And I'm like, yeah, no. That's not what happened. I walked by. He needed to talk to me. He grabbed me by the arm and pulled me to the couch. But it was not done violently. It didn't leave a red mark. I wasn't bruised. I didn't call 911. I didn't call anybody and start crying. Oh, nothing like that happened. My son grabbed me and pulled me to the couch like any kid does to try to get the attention of a parent. It wasn't done in a violent way at all. My son isn't violent. He's never been violent with me. When I say he picked me up and threw me on the bed, it was always done in a very playful manner. It never hurt me. He never hurt me. Just like that. I don't appreciate you lying about my kid. Okay? So, the thing is, though, is before your grand jury convened and you had him lie, we had this. Playing out in a whole nother court that gives us investigatory orders, sir. You don't have a date. We have this. You spent a hell of a lot of money to traffic me, and we found out before you did it. See? And this is something that you do. You get women fired. You have they lose their home. You make sure they don't find another job. Then you have the ex take the kids away. And then they're easier to sell. You put a camera in their home against their will without their knowledge sometimes, and broadcast this all over the dark web. And what caught the attention of investigators, sir, is complaints about human rights violations. Who were those complaints to and from? Yes, see, you don't know the answer to that, do you? He has the ex take the kids away or the grandparents. Whichever ones he can manage to coax into doing it, right? It's just what you do. You take the driver's license, you take the birth certificate, you take the social security card, anything and everything that someone might need to survive. A car, a house, make you destitute. So when somebody goes, we got a house for you, but you got to suck everybody's dick. A woman's going, well, I don't know what else to do. I got to eat. And I haven't done that. I've just not eaten. You get anywhere near me, I'll kick your ass. Your balls will be in your brain, and you know that. Or you'd have come over here. You'd have come where I am before now. If you didn't think that were true, you'd have shown up. But you know it's true, don't you? Sitting there all shriveled up and old with your doll, living the dream. Yeah, it's amazing. Women are just crawling all over you. Here's the thing with the car. It's not legal, but I'm going to have a car towed and sold before she figures that out. You did that in August 2019. You wrecked my car 5 times. After this, not before. You're caught when you do it to me. We got it before. When you contact me, that's what happens. We get more. You contact me and you start threatening me. I'm going to get you. I'm your tank. You're going to do what I say. Yeah, okay. This is the McNamara email. This is the first one we got. It's very detailed. It's very specific, excuse me. And when you contacted me, when you started threatening me, that's what happened. All of a sudden, we're quoting you. This one, you changed it up a little bit and you didn't go at my son because I'm telling my ex-husband. This is what he's threatening to do. You did carry out this threat and you're trying to do it again. Because when I'm in jail, look at that. We got one in Tulsa. We got to get her out of Tulsa and into Texas where we can do more to her. Then it was Miami. Does Ron DeSantis help you? Is that why he didn't come through for Mike? I mean, you're asking me if he's a leak, is he? Yeah, isn't he running to run for president? Does he know what you're doing? Does he know what you're saying about him? Does he know the implications? I think somebody needs to make sure he knows. If he's gonna run for president. Yeah, watch who you're fucking with, bitch. Watch who you're fucking with. This was Calvin. Since there's a COVID moratorium, we're gonna have to get her kicked out on smoking. So we know, when I go, there's not going to be a new apartment and a new car. It's like you thought it was your choice or your decision. You're butting into shit does not concern you. Nobody invited you here. Why'd you leave your wife and kids in Lubbock? Why'd you leave them? You just abandoned them? Come up here and bother my family? Yeah, you're not wanted here, sir. You're not anywhere I am. It doesn't matter where I am. You won't be wanted there. You get anywhere near me, your balls will be in your brain, and you know that, or you'd come where I am personally before now. You get anywhere near me, listen to me, I said no to you. You get anywhere near me, I know exactly the danger that you are. I know that. I've heard you talking to the hitman more than once. I know exactly what you are. Your balls will be in your brain that fast. Okay? I'm telling you now. I'm telling you right now. This conversation you had with somebody, we have a house for her. Fuck you and shove your house up your ass. And that guy knew that's what I would say. You don't know me at all. You wouldn't come anywhere near me. You wouldn't be doing this shit if you really knew me. You would. What's this longevity? Oh, this one's got longevity. Oh man, is that what you think this is about? You think wrong. You have no idea what's happening, do you? Things just don't click for y'all. And then she did try after. When you contact me, we get more. We get it before, not after. See? Before, after. Right? This is daycare shit. Patterns. Same, different. Do you know how to spot a pattern? It's been every day for 7 years. How could you not spot a pattern after 7 years? Doesn't get any more slow. We spot your patterns the second time you do it. I'm drugged and not tested. Mike's drugged and he's tested too late. We're both don't die. And we both end up illegally incarcerated. Both of us with a perjury. What are the chances? If you had nothing to do with the murder, get Mike home. You don't care. What difference does it make to you unless you did the murder? Don't you back the blue senator? I don't know. I don't think you do. It does look like there was a concerted effort to displace her. Does it? Ooh, Sherlock here, Mr. Powell. Was that you? Was that Mr. Powell? He's a Sherlock. I mean, he should be a detective. This right here is evidence of premeditation that you killed Chief Miller and framed Mike Neely. And that you coaxed him so you could do that. Because Lucky didn't talk him into it, you did. Wouldn't matter if Lucky talked him into it, you wouldn't have to ask the question at all, would you? Nope. You only need the answer to that question to see how I know, see what all I know, who told, how does she know we had to talk him into going? And if she knows we had to talk him into going and who did the talking into, she might figure out who did the murder. We were way past you. Way past you, sir. But I don't tell the killer information. Why would I do that? This was my subpoena. You knew I'm a witness and you're contacting me anyway. I don't know, what is it? Title 18, United States Code 1512, 1513. You don't do that shit. It's not just federal law. Every state has the same kind of law. Don't perjure yourself and don't witness tamper. And don't coerce. And if you hit the wrong person, you might get your balls knocked up your brains. Yeah, but you wouldn't even be smart enough to know that, would you? She just knocked my balls up my brains. And you're like, is that what happened? Everybody's like, I think she just knocked his balls up his brains. I think she just delivered another can of whoop ass. And Perry's like, oh, let's be together. I need to get you. I love you. Who's telling on me? Like, did you hear what I just said? Yeah, all of this right here. When you contact me, we get more. He said, and I said, don't fucking contact me. I'm not interested in you. I feel like you're a fat, lazy turnoff. I think you're hideous. I'm not interested in you. I don't like you. We're all sick of hearing about what you think. It's about money and nothing more. Everything else you've said is a lie. Everything else you've said is a lie. Why did you leave your family? Why in the fuck would you do that? You sell women online. You sell watch time. When you put hidden cameras in our homes, you charge watch time. You destroy our lives. While we're being watched, our lives being destroyed. Men are shopping, window shopping, and then they buy someone. You got half up front, and you want to deliver so you can get the other half of your money. And you've spent millions of dollars and spared no expense to ruin me. Except, what's actually happened is you bought us all that, Mr. Perry. With all that millions. You pissed it away. You pissed away somebody's millions and bought us that. That's a shit ton of intel, don't you think? Any other victim have that? Does Sadie have that? I'm thinking she probably does not. I have it, don't I? I knew Mike Neely was drugged before anybody else said it. The attorneys didn't even know. They hadn't done depositions until May, and I said it in March, didn't I? Yep. You guys, you little bitches, you domestic violence offenders, take cars. So much, it's so bad, that DVIS has a ride program for victims. They're asking for volunteers here. You get anywhere near me, I'll kick your balls in your brain, and you know that. This is my text to Gene Mitchell going, why are you gonna lie, Gene? You have a fiduciary obligation to give your client a vigorous defense. Looks to me like you're telling a story that doesn't even make sense, sir. It's not even possible, much less plausible. He fell while drunk on Lucky Miller, and with his magic ass, caused internal decapitation, blunt force trauma to the head, and strangulation. Wow! It's like he got magic dust from Roswell aliens. I sprinkled some on him. Yeah, if you didn't kill Chief Miller, I'm telling you right now, you get Michael home because it won't matter to you. You won't care if he goes home or not. It's of no consequence to you at all. Doesn't have a thing to do with you. But you backed the blue. You heard the story, so you're going to help him get home. It's a wrongful conviction, is it not? Senator, don't you want to run for governor? I don't live in Texas. I don't give a fuck what Texas does. But since you like going around telling everybody in Oklahoma what a powerful Texas senator you are, why don't you use that to help somebody? A wrongfully convicted cop. Go home to his family. And make it look like you had nothing to do with any of it. Right? Isn't that kind of like what you'd like to do? Make things look like something they're not? Okay, well, do it in a good way this time. And make sure the grand jury knows you had absolutely nothing to do with that murder, so much so that you're going to help Officer Leaney get out of jail and go home. Because you didn't have anything to do with that murder or the car vandalism that I reported to Officer Neely 6 days before. Right? Completely innocent of all accusations. Prove that. Get Mike Neely home. Let's see. Okay? She wants to see. Here's this stuff right here that you would need to contact the Conviction Integrity Unit over in Florida or Ron DeSantis and say, we've got it. I'm in Oklahoma all the time. I'm over there telling everybody what a powerful Texas senator I am. And so what I'd like to see happen, I know what it's like to feel falsely accused. They're falsely accusing me of sex trafficking and stalking. It's no fun. So this officer was trying to help someone with a car vandalism complaint that may or may not be related to stalking. Next thing we know, 6 days later, he's accused of murder. And as you can see, Governor DeSantis, he's got not a mark on him. The murder was a beatdown. They were in drunken brawls. It looked, Ron, does it look like we're pro-life, Ron. We protect life. Life of women, children, and the unborn. And cops. We back the blue, Ron. Let's get him home to his family. Because I didn't have a thing to do with that. And I'm sick of being accused of it. Get him home. It shouldn't matter to you, should it? You either did it or you didn't. Let's see. Get him home or not. Get him home. Should matter to you if you didn't do it. The best way for people to think you didn't do it is you get him home. Right? Yeah, you forget who it is you're talking to, bitch. Right here. Not a mark on him. Red swollen right hand in the arrest report. Oh, shit. Look at that. It's got an IV in it. Might that be why it's red and swollen? Detective? I think so. I think that might be it, Detective. There's the arrest report. No injuries listed at all. This detective interviewing him never once says... He says, Michael says, there's nothing on my hands. I'm feeling my hands. I can't believe you. I think you're full of crap. I was found knocked out and unconscious and in respiratory distress and dying, so I don't remember what the hell happened. I'm asking you what happened. So, what happened? Well, it appears he was beat to death. Really? Okay. But we know that already. What we don't know is why in the hell do you think I did that? Look at my hands. Normally, the detective would then say, you have an injury here, 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 and here, indicating you did the beating. But that's not what he says, is it? No, it's not. Because detective, stupid, he got it wrong. He's a finger paint cop, and he needs finger paints and puppets and shit to figure crap out, or you bought him. You bought him. And we found out Mike was drugged, so you bought us that intel. He was drugged. We said it before anybody else said it. He was treated with Narcan, not a bump on the head. Remember who it is you're talking to when you threaten me, bitch. Alright? I said no. I said if you get anywhere near me, your balls are in your brains, and you know that's true. Otherwise, you would have showed up in my face before. And you haven't. Here's my email right here, March 2020. He was drugged. Florida State's attorney. Before. After. Oh, shit. He was. This is May. Depositions. He was given Narcan for an overdose of opioids. Who gave him the opioids? How'd that get inside of him? Knocked him out. The fight was over that. What'd you give him? Lucky's yelling at the offender, the murderer. What'd you give Mike to make him not pass out like that? And they fight. And he's hit back and forth so hard his head came off his body like he was in a car crash, the ME said. You don't hit somebody back and forth so hard their head comes off their body like they're in a car crash and look like that. Right, Senator? Don't you back the blue? So you shouldn't have any problem at all. You didn't do this. You shouldn't have any problem at all helping me get home. It's a wrongful conviction if ever there was one. He's a police officer. You back the blue, right, Senator? Going around telling the people in Oklahoma how powerful Texas Senator you are with your entourage? Left your wife for it over, so you can go around fucking hanging out with my family? Huh? You tell us what it is. Huh? What is it? This. Who gave me that? I got that in jail. That's not your name on that. That's Fabian's name. You butt into that. See? It depicts you as the butt-in that you are. You're a nosy body. You're just like Connie Curry. You had to date her. You cause fear and sadness. Guess what? Nobody likes feeling fear and sadness. So we can get information like that. Before, after. We got it before, not after. Before, after. Do you know how to do before and after? Same and different? Cause and effect? You fuck with me, you get caught. You fuck with me is the cause. The effect is you get caught. We get it before. Can you do before and after? Same and different? It's different than with your other victims, but it's the same every time you do it. Now, the other thing on the traffic cop thing is, I'm going to say this for the last fucking time. The next trial, the next hearing is August 15th. Charles, when you contact me, you sick little bitch, we're going to get more. You just did it again. I don't care what you think. I'll never help you. Write it down. Everybody's sick of hearing me repeat myself for you. You need to keep up with the rest of us. Or get a nurse. Okay, this traffic court thing. August 16th is, gosh, I guess I should go to it. Since you guys were talking about it today, we addressed it. Kind of like the grand jury shit. If you're talking about it and we hear it, I don't always have time to type up what you said, but I maybe have time to type up a response to what you said. Yeah, okay, so there's that. The traffic thing. Didn't we put it out? Oh, here's okay, it's probably here. Oh, there it is. That's the next date of a hearing. Now, there might be one before that, but I haven't heard from the court yet. The judge said, give it 2 weeks. So it's been a week. There'll be one more week, and there might be another hearing scheduled. The hearing is supposed to be on my motion to dismiss on the grounds of a Brady violation. I asked for a list of times I was pulled over and TPD's policy on duty to intervene. There's a duty to intervene, that is the law, and then TPD can set their own policy. I want all of that. Okay, so I asked for it in discovery. There's a reason I want that. And I pretty much made it clear in my motion to dismiss. This is why I want that. I'm unfairly prejudiced without it. It's exculpatory and they're concealing it. Okay, the question then becomes, from all the reporters we've talked to, is, so there is a list. Right? Yes, because what the attorney did, the city prosecutor went in and said, I object on relevance. I'm saying it's not relevant. Okay, so the judge said type up a brief to that effect. He doesn't argue at all for relevance, as the judge told him to do. He says she shouldn't get a hearing because you don't get a hearing on a misdemeanor when there's a motion to dismiss on insufficient evidence. And I'm looking at my brief and I'm going, where the fuck did he get insufficient evidence? I didn't make that argument. That's not mentioned anywhere in my brief at all. So he is addressing an assertion not made. He's arguing for, against my motion on something that I did not assert. Never do I say on the grounds of insufficient evidence at all. The grounds I'm saying are, Brady, you're withholding exculpatory evidence that will unfairly prejudice me, and I would like to have it, and since you won't give it to me, then dismiss. Because you had the chance to give it to me and you concealed it. By the way, concealment of a material fact from the deciding body also constitutes perjury when there are when there are other court cases that might be being used to build a criminal case against somebody who instigated the pullover to begin with. I have a bazillion emails about you guys being recorded talking about having me pulled over. And I got it before my pullover. So then one could then come use, deductive reasoning and go, well, that's what that is. But yes, everybody's going, well, she's asked for a list of times she was pulled over. TPD doesn't want to give it to her. They're arguing it doesn't even make sense what he said. So when we have a hearing, that's all I have to do is tell the judge my argument was Brady. He's arguing something I didn't assert. I'm not asserting insufficient evidence. I've not said that. What I said is, Brady, where's the fucking list? He's concealing it. He says he doesn't want to give it to me. It's not relevant. But where's the argument for relevance? I don't see an argument for relevance. Do you? Okay, there's not. No, he didn't make one. That's what the judge told him to do. Make the argument for relevance. And there's not one. He didn't do it. So now the reporters who can read, everybody can read, can't you? Are going, okay, so there is a list. Why won't they hand over the list? Yeah, okay, so we'll leave that answer for the city prosecutor at the hearing. But you discussed it again today. We heard you, so we addressed it. I don't always type up your conversation. The guys have that. I don't need to. So, but I'll type up the answer. I'll address it, okay? And like this, see? There he is. I addressed it to Mr. Miller, my attorney. Okay, so he's been told, he's been brought in the loop. And this is that. We got a home for her. Yeah, she doesn't want to live in your home, your house of horrors. She gets the house and has to suck your dick, right? Yep, that's what sex trafficking is. And she said no. Now your coercion, now your pressure, your economic coercion and duress is getting, this is what it got. It's every day. I addressed this because it got your coercion got us information that let me know I needed to. Okay? When you contact me when I'm broke, longer Mike's in jail, the longer you're invading my privacy and you're causing problems for me, you're bothering my family, because you were told not to do that. It's illegal. Stop doing it. Everybody hates it. People don't like crime. Why'd you think they'd like yours? You're just not all there, are you? When you contact me, we get stuff like that. And I don't know how they got it. I don't know what they get from a wiretap order. For all I know, they got a wiretap order on your phone, and that's what this is. Came from you. It could be a leak. I don't know. Somebody, I mean, I'm not told that. I don't even care. I'm just glad to have that. Why would I care? Even if I did know, when you're gone, I will never be broke again. I'll have my privacy back. I'll have my friends and family back. I'll have my life back. I don't want to help you continue to take all that, things that I love and worked hard for all my life. I think everybody's helping us more and more because they're sick of watching you do that to me. So it's not even benefiting you. A lot of money being spent so that he gets us stuff like that. It bought us that. I don't want to live near a house of horrors. You get anywhere near me, I'll kick your balls in your brain, and you know that. Or you'd come around me sooner. Okay, so how many times you got, wait till she goes to sleep, because we're all peeping Toms watching her, and then get her car. Yeah, how many times have we heard you say that? Well, we only need one. We only need one to show malicious intent and forethought. See? The more you do the crime to me, the more we get. All that millions of dollars you pissed away buying us stuff like that. Okay? It's every day it's the same thing, Charles. It's not been a week. It's not been a month. It's not been a year. It's been 10 years of the same thing. Day after day after day after day. It's everybody's sick and tired of you. I mean, sick of you. Okay, lastly, somebody brought out something we hadn't even thought about. The guys, I guess, looking into, maybe because of this grand jury thing, what happened at the club. I'm waitressing. I'm 53. Okay, I really wanted to be done dancing, so I'm waitressing. Another girl comes to work there about the same time I did. Stops showing up. She's a meth head. Everybody knows she's a meth head. She comes in late, leaves early, and she's short in the drawer, and I'm not. One night, she wants to take yet another night off, and she calls a girl who had quit. I'm standing right there. I could use the money. She doesn't ask me, she asks her. Then screams at me. I can choose who I want to choose to fill in for me. Wow, okay, so I talk to the owner. He says, nah, I really rather she not do that. So I tell her, again, all hell, they start screaming at me. Like I'm like, I've never been treated like this in my life. Well, I have, but it's been a while. It's been a long while. So this must be Charles did this. They're the only ones that do shit like this. They're the only ones that act like this. Where all the people are screaming like that and acting like we're all fucking 2 years old. Screaming at me, and first it was text. And I'm like, oh my God. And then my boss gets mad at me. And I'm like, wow, oh my God. You've known me for 8 years. I don't steal from you. I'm working all the nights she doesn't show up because she's at home getting high. I'm here. I mean, there's no coming in late and leaving early. Why are you doing this? I mean, that's my money. Why is she, why are you backing her? It doesn't even make sense for you to do that. It doesn't help your business for you to do that. Doesn't make sense. That's not your normal. So, where's it coming from? Charles. Now, somebody somewhere said something about age discrimination. If I said that, I don't even remember saying it. I was probably fucking with you. That was something, it was definitely not a serious thought, like, oh, this is age discrimination. I might have been joking around or being sarcastic if I said that. I don't even remember saying that. That's how much of a joke it was. There's been nothing filed with the EEOC. If I said it, it was a joke. Because we know from police recordings that you did that, Charles. It had nothing to do with age. You did that. You guys were telling them all along. We heard every single conversation. You were trying to have her steal money and blame me. When I put out, you knew I was putting the money out, right? At the beginning of the night, you told her, you take the money and we'll blame her. She actually tried it. But see, the thing is she didn't realize, I guess, y'all didn't tell her, that when we heard you talking about that, I changed and I quit pulling the money out of the bag. I would pull the money out of the safe. It's in a bag. It's in a bank bag. And throw it on the counter and leave it there. She can get it out and she can set it up. If she's going to do that, I'm not going to help her. So I quit opening the bag and setting the money up. I just threw the bag unopened on top of the counter. So she comes running back. Oh, we gotta call the boss. We gotta get the cameras. We gotta call the boss. There's $200 missing. You gotta call the boss. You gotta get the camera. And I'm like, yeah, no. I didn't open the bag. So, there's that. Now what are you gonna do? She went running back in. Came back to me and she goes, oh, the DJ had it. Oh, the DJ. Okay. Guess what? I've worked for Paul 8 years. Never have I stolen a dime from him. If I need money, I'll go ask him for a loan, and then I pay back the loan. But I'm not a thief. He doesn't know you. Yeah. Okay, but the thing is we heard y'all talking about it to her. We heard you talking about it with each other. That's why I quit opening the bag. And, so, why are you calling my boss, Mr. Perry? Why are you interfering with my work, Mr. Perry? That's a problem for you. The interference with my family is a problem for you. Why aren't you in Lubbock, sir? Why are you always here? You weren't invited here. And Mike Neely, okay? All of those things are very, very big problems for you. And now we find out there's a grand jury and you had my son lie. And I heard what he said. Okay, there's been a lot of that, hasn't there? Okay, so I knew to address the traffic court thing because we heard you talking about it. I mean, it's this way every day. This is not new. This is not new at all. Guys that have the power to get me that against a little shriveled up old man who sits around with his doll. and has a very, very embarrassing weirdo problem that he has no power over and no control over. Golly. You've spent millions of dollars getting us what you just said. So the guy today was like, okay, here's the thing. The other girl can dance. She's not injured, right? Cynthia decides to back off of the waitressing because she doesn't like drama. She's not 3 years old. And, okay, fine. You guys do the waitress thing. I'm just going to dance. I'm not going to be bothered with that. And pull down to your, whatever this is, level that you're at. And, fine. But then she injures her knee, so she doesn't go back. And I've not quit. I've not been fired. I'm just not there right now. And we'll decide when I go back. When it's safe, when I feel like going back, I'll go back. And I'll go back in the capacity I feel like going back. And you're not going to butt in. You're going to stay out of it. And you're not going to take my money. Or you'll pay for it. Do you understand? I'm just telling you, that's what we're going to do. That's just what's going to happen. I guess there was a raid. Was there a raid? Somebody told me 4 deputies went in there and there was no one there. And the guy was like, I wish we should have made sure Cindy was here before we did a raid. The cops tipped me off. The cops that gave me that tipped me off and said, don't go, they're going to do a raid tonight. And Charles and Dave tipped off the other girls. They're trafficking victims. So yeah, they would tip them off, don't you think? I'm the one that caught the laundering, don't forget that. I have help that. We also said Mike was drugged before anybody else said it, right? I mean, remember who it is you're talking to. And you better know your shit, because I do. You better know your shit, because I know it. I know a whole lot more about it than anybody in Mays County Sheriff's Department. A whole lot more. And probably enough that would make them a little nervous if they knew what I knew. So, same thing for Rogers County. I didn't come here to pick a fight with anybody. I came here to be left alone. So the guy goes, here's the thing. They kept saying they wanted her back out there so they could, do shit to her. Do the raid and whatever. Well then, if the other chick isn't injured, why isn't she dancing? I heard they were both dancing and both waitressing. So why doesn't she make money dancing? And let Cindy waitress. What's her problem that she has to act like that? It doesn't even make sense for the owner to do that. Everybody agrees his decision was a bad business decision, and that's not normal for him. That you did that. You're using his building for your prostitution business, aren't you? You paying him rent? You paying him a cut? I know you're not paying him a cut, because they made your customers leave. If they were making a cut, they wouldn't have done that. Okay, so be very careful about your next move. When you break the law and you cause me a problem, when you break in the law, what happens? You spend a lot of money to get us intel. No one else has. Mays County doesn't have it. Rogers County doesn't have it. TPD doesn't have it. We have it. Okay? What's he going to do with it? And when's he going to do it? And how bad is it going to be for you, Mr. Perry? I'm just saying. You broke the law. You know you're under investigation. When you contact me, we get more, and you know that, and you do it anyway. You're so smart, you tell us. When's he going to do it? How bad's it going to be? Because what you were told to do is, you respect the law. You respect her. Don't invade her privacy anymore. Don't contact her or her family again. She's our witness. And she's not to be broke anymore. Get your hands out of her wallet. And stop taking her money. Stop butting into things that don't concern you. I said no. And no means no. And I assert all my constitutional rights. All of them. And here's my disclaimer. Use the but for legal standard. This is what the cops are supposed to do right here, this video. This is what we have to go through as stalking victims when our phone's been cloned or hacked by the stalker. I can't actually play these right now because I get a copyright problem, so I'm not going to play the whole video. But you can see The connecting the dots is what a police officer is supposed to. That's how you're supposed to behave as a cop towards a victim of crime, stalking. That's how you behave yourself. You don't give the police report right to the offender and go after the victim and harass victims. That's not what you do. That's how you behave as a cop. That video right there. This right here talks about the hacking. That's very, very common, using technology, voyeurism and hacking and cloning for victims of stalking and trafficking. Okay? People are very, very uncomfortable with what y'all are doing. And that's why we find out before, not after. Okay? I'm having to repeat myself yet again. And that's becoming another source of irritation, Mr. Perry. Write it the fuck down.